Hi guys, I'm JJ Lin, and I'll be answering all of your questions right here on MTV Asks. Let's go. This question is from MSTT0123. How did you decide on the theme of your English EP? I had this idea of writing my next album in parallel universes, comparing the JJ Lin in this world to the possible JJ Lin in the parallel universe. So I started on the project of writing an English EP at the same time writing a Chinese language EP. So that's how I came up with the idea of Drifter, Like You Do. Next question from Bella JMSG. What is your greatest takeaway from making your first English EP? Well, I think this English EP has widened my scope in terms of music making as a whole. Well, because writing in English is so different from producing Mandarin songs. The lyrics, the groove, the beats, the singing, the vibe of the whole, the essence of these tracks, they're all so different in terms of tonality, in terms of like stylistically. So in that sense, I think after releasing this English EP, I've become so much more versatile and open-minded as a musician, as a producer. From the Yeonsu, Theonsu, is that how you spell your name? Theyyeonsu, Theonsu. From Theonsu, the Yeonsu, what's your favorite lyrics in the album and why? It's a really hard question, man. It's a really hard question. I mean, it's like asking me what's my favorite song. These songs are each unique to me, and each of the songs, each of the lyrics, they represent a different state of mind in my thought process, in my creative process. So, all the songs are important, but Not Tonight was the first song that I wrote in this album. So I think Not Tonight, the idea of Not Tonight, gave me that initial push and inspiration for this whole album, because it's a soul-searching process. It's about me at my lowest and darkest moments, but at the brink, when you were about to say, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna give up on everything, I tell myself, not tonight. So that's why this lyrics, this song gives me that strength, and that motivation in life to complete this album as well. From Aubrey TY, what's the most difficult thing about starting anew as a singer, as you've mentioned during your birthday live stream? Well, I think the hardest part about really just restarting as a singer is because over the years you've built so many mindsets, and should-haves in making music, like, to make a hit song, you should do this, and you should not do this. And in writing every song, you tell yourself, you have things that you used to do. It's like a SOP in production, or in your creative process. But restarting and starting anew as a singer, it means you have to throw that all away. You have to throw the images of you singing, to tens and thousands of fans. That expectation of yourself, you have to throw that away. So I think that's a hard process, to throw away all expectation. Meaning, this whole album, this whole English EP, I have to start out really as if I was a debut singer, where every step I take is a new step, and every stage I go on would be like a first time for me. So that is something that I have to constantly remind myself. In that way, I believe that my music can take on a totally different form, and it will be really fresh to myself and also the fans. From C912, could you do some explaining on each song like you did when releasing EP1? Also, will I ever have a chance to be playing music with you? Well, these are two questions. So to answer your first question, I have actually explained and shared about each song in quite detail. So stay tuned on my social media channels, YouTube channel. I will be sharing more in-depth details about every song in this new EP. Yeah. So will I ever have a chance to be playing music with you? You never know, man. Nothing is impossible. You know, life has taught me to expect the unexpected, and you never know. You have to just work hard on your own craft, and maybe one day I'll see you on stage. From JM327 Acoustic, is there any differences in making the English album versus the Chinese one? If so, what was the biggest challenge you confronted? Well, it's a huge difference. The language itself is so different. The way I articulate, the flow of the song, the flow of the lyrics, you know, even the way I sing, it has to be very different. And when writing the songs, you gotta be in a different state of mind. And you know, singing in Chinese, it's a different mindset where you have to actually sing, because Chinese language is character by character. You gotta have to, you know, make sure the characters make sense. But in English, you don't look at it like that way. In English, you sing it as a phrase, you sing it as a flow. So you don't really have to make sure every word is clear, you know. So music, English language is more like I'm singing as if I was an instrument. Yeah. So it's really quite a different experience. From Papa Melon 2, the genre of the songs in EP2 were so different from the ones you used to. Yeah, it's very, very different. Why did you decide to do that, and how did the inspiration come about? Well, I've always wanted to be singing in English, like take on a full-on English project. You know, I've released English tracks here and there, but when the idea came that I wanted to do a full-on English album, I asked myself many times, like, what kind of songs or what kind of music style would I want to create, you know? And I came to a conclusion that if I were to do an English album, I wanted to make sure that it didn't sound like anything JJ Lin has ever done before. I even wanted to release it without even saying that it's JJ Lin, and I would know that a lot of people would not recognize that it's JJ Lin singing, and it would be a totally new experience for all the fans. And that's what I actually did with this English EP. You know, I wanted a fresh start. I wanted it to sound urban. I didn't want to belt like I usually do in my Chinese songs. You know, I want to do everything that is not what I've done in Chinese music. From CYING, CYIN1307, will you sing EP2 songs during Sanctuary finale? Well, you have to come to find out. Will I sing it? Maybe. So please, watch out for Sanctuary finale. I'll see you there. From XORVIL, Zorville, what's the first thing you do when you wake up every morning, and what is the last thing you like to do every night before you go to sleep? First thing I do when I wake up every morning, of course, I brush my teeth and wash my face, right? But I take my vitamins. And I look after my plants, my pets, you know, like my plants. I said, well, I'll make sure they're okay before I leave my house for work. What is the last thing I'd like to do every night before I go to sleep? Open my JJ Lin app and say hi to my fans. That's what I do a lot. Like, my fans wait for me. Sometimes I will sleep pretty late at night, you know, but my fans kind of wait up. Not the best thing to do, but quite a romantic thing to do. Oh, this question is from My Heart Very Tired. Wow, interesting ID. The question is, why are you so handsome? Is that a compliment? Thank you. I think handsomeness comes from confidence. It comes from being at ease with yourself and the world. You know, the more you're at ease with your surroundings, your inner self, your inner being, I think that's when people look at you or have a feel of you, they feel that you're right beside him. They feel you're right beside them, right? And they feel intimate and close to you. And that's when usually people are attracted to you. So I think, yeah, confidence is the key. So this is from Wong Wei J. Wo. As someone who mainly have written songs in Chinese since your debut, what made you want to release an English EP? I think it's time to embark on a new journey. You know, and I've always wanted to do an English EP because I felt that writing and singing in English, my fans would be able to see me from a different perspective, and I would be able to express myself more deeply. And I just felt that there's a time to do everything. There's a right time for everything, and yeah, the time has come. From Farah Fad, your new EP is truly a blessing to the international fans. Are you going to release more content in English so that more fans can interact with you? I definitely like to believe so. And I definitely will do so. Because I think writing and singing in English has opened a new has opened a new door for me, creative door, and has widened my scope. So there's so much more that is untapped. There's so much more potential and opportunity to meet new friends and to just keep sharing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So this is from Magdalene 0511. Your Like You Do EP has been a huge international success. Hopefully you release more English EPs. What other plans do you have for your future productions in terms of genre? Do you normally use the same musicians? Any plans for world tour soon? Many questions, greedy. But yeah, I'll try to answer all your questions. Thank you, first of all, thank you. Thank you for supporting my Like You Do EP. Plans for my future productions in terms of genre. There's so many other genres that I have yet to explore, right? Like jazz in English or R&B, rock, so many. But I think I'd like to take it step by step. I think I've chosen to go for a more urban approach because that feels right to me at this point of time, and I really vibe with the beat, with that, with the pads, with this dreamy guitars. Those are the sounds that I'm feeling for myself right now. So yeah, take it. I'd like to flow along organically, naturally. So yeah, do I normally use the same musicians? I do not, actually. I have a range of musicians that I work with, and I usually try to make new friends and always, want to explore with working with different kinds of people. Yeah, so that's me. So any plans for world tour? Definitely. The next big show would be on June 6th. Sanctuary finale, online concert, virtual concert. That would be the finale to my Sanctuary World Tour. So that is what I'm going to be focused on for right now. After that, we'll see.